Well everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy A25 and compare it against the iPhone SE 3rd generation and see which particular phone is a better one for you. Now both these phones are slightly different, but they both have their own type of capability and there's still a lot of stuff to love about both these devices. So we'll go and take a look at both of them throughout this whole entire video. Now, if you want to pick up either one of these phones, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both of them, the iPhone SE 3rd generation, which came out back in 2022, has a 4.7-inch Retina IPS LCD panel. And it's a pretty good panel. I think it was good when it first came out. And, it's an okay panel at best. It is a fairly outdated screen. And that is kind of the problem when you're getting a device like this, because you are getting a device that is already outdated when it comes down to it. So that is probably the biggest problem, I would say, with this particular device. But it's still an okay panel. It's not really that ugly, but it's outdated. With the Samsung Galaxy A25, this is a 6.5-inch Super AMOLED display. It's 120Hz, it's 1080p, and it is overall the better panel than the iPhone SE 3. This panel is much bigger, so it's a totally different type of phone than the iPhone SE 3. It's still a good phone on both, but you are definitely getting the better panel overall on something like this Samsung Galaxy A25 than the iPhone SE 3. The SE3 is a much smaller phone, like I stated before. On top of that, on the bottom, you're getting a Lightning port on the iPhone SE3. The A25, you're getting that USB Type-C port. You're also getting a microSD card slot on that particular phone as well, which can be a really big feature for that particular device. If you're wanting a newer phone that has a little bit more capability, the iPhone SE3 may not be giving you that type of capability there, where the Galaxy A25 is giving you a lot more features from that particular perspective. So that right there is another kind of minor thing to keep in mind. On the back side, you are getting a full-on glass back on your iPhone SE3, whereas on the Galaxy A25, you are essentially getting this plastic back. Again, this can be kind of a turnoff for some people, and when I'm going through and if I'm using this type of phone, it is a little bit of a turnoff because it just doesn't really look that great, but it is what it is. I would say on the outside, the Galaxy A25 definitely wins as being kind of the better looking one, but the iPhone SE3 is definitely a more premium feeling device, and you're definitely going to feel like you have a more expensive device from that device than the Galaxy A25. In terms of the camera, you are getting a more complicated setup. So the SE3, single camera setup on the back, the Galaxy A25, kind of a triple camera setup, a wide ultrawide and a macro lens, but you are getting the capability of doing 4K at 60 on the back and 1080p on the front of the, 1080p at 120 if you want to, on the front of the iPhone SE3, where the Galaxy A25 only 4K at 30 on the back and 1080p at 30 on the front. So I would probably argue that the actual quality of the lens of the iPhone SE3 is probably going to be better than the quality of the lens of the A25. So if you're wanting the better camera here, the Galaxy A25 may not be the one for you. In reality, the iPhone SE3 here is probably going to be giving you the overall better camera setup as far as I can tell. So that right there is another big thing to keep in mind. If you are wanting the better camera, I would probably say the iPhone SE3 is the one for you. In terms of software longevity, this is another kind of complicated thing, because you are probably going to be getting the better, software longevity phone from something like the iPhone SE3 than on the Galaxy A25. So that right there is going to be another reason why you may want to pick up the iPhone SE3, because that thing is going to be giving you just an overall better camera setup and an overall better, software longevity when it comes down to it as well. So that right there is another big thing to keep in mind. Performance-wise, you are going to be getting on the iPhone SE3 that Apple A15 Bionic chip inside with 4GB of RAM, where the Galaxy A25 has that Exynos 1280 chipset with 6 or 8GB of RAM, and my particular model had 6. Now, I will tell you, as many things as I complain about the iPhone SE3, it was a very good performing phone. There's really not that much to complain about there from that perspective, and I think it's an excellent performing device when it comes down to it. Again, it's not a perfect performing device, but it was really good, and I do think that's a really cool thing going on for that particular device, because it is a really good performing phone. Just doesn't have gestures, but even beyond that, it's totally okay. With the with the Galaxy A25, this one's a little bit of a different story. This is really not that great of a performing device. It's not terrible, and that 120Hz display actually is pretty good. But the problem here is that with the A25, it's just really not that great of a performing device. It's, if you're playing games, if you're doing anything like that, even on Roblox, the phone wasn't performing that well. And that was kind of a problem. If you're getting this type of device, it's just not going to be performing that well. So keep that as it is. But beyond that, I will tell you between both, the A25 has a couple of things up its sleeves, which may give it a little bit of a better premium feeling device. So in some ways, it has the bigger, nicer display. It has better battery life, it has a microSD card slot and USB-C, and there's still, like I said, a lot of stuff to like about that particular phone. But I do think if I were to recommend one to the average person, if you're keeping a phone for the next 4 years, I think the iPhone SE3 would be the one I would recommend a vast majority of people to buy. That would be the phone that I'd be like, okay, like, if I were you, I'd recommend buying it because it is going to be one that's going to last much longer. But beyond that, you are probably much better off buying something like the iPhone SE3 and then using that type of device. So that pretty much covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.